Hey guys, so I'm pretty excited about this project that I've been putting together for you. It's a password generator. So don't know if you guys can see this. So that's our header there. It's just going to be a string. We've got the four options there and slider. We've got a button, generate button, and the area where the text will be displayed. Quite excited, quite excited. I believe that you're going to learn a lot from this, whether you're a complete beginner or just an intermediate or a pro, an advanced Vue.js developer. You're going to learn a lot. So I'm excited, and let's just jump into it and look at the demo, and then we'll get straight to the coding. Um, got a lot of tips up my sleeve, like a tip press. Hey guys, so I'm going to show you a demo of the project that we're going to be building, the password generator, and then we'll jump straight to the code. So yeah, so this is the generator that we're going to be building. Nothing complicated. We have some binary numbers going, changing uh, state there, and we have a simple kind of like h1 header text. We have some text there as well, and we have a progress bar. I've limited it to 24. Yeah, so it's going to be limited to 24, but ideally you could increase this to whatever number that you want the passwords to go to. And we have some so we have uppercase, we have numbers, and then we have lowercase here. Then we have the generate button. So once you click the generate button, this password is going to be generated with a nice animation effect there. And then you have a copy button there. When you click copy, it just springs this up and says copied. And then you have this text here, which is going to be informing you as to how strong your password is. So if let's say this is 21 and I deselect that, you're gonna notice that it will become less strong. But if I add like three of these guys, then it becomes very strong. So yeah, once I click generate, you're gonna notice that everything is gonna be part of the password. And yeah, that's gonna be it. If you want to, so I'm just going to minimize that. Let's open Visual Studio to begin with. So once your Visual Studio is open up a new terminal. Let's close that, go back to the terminal. And then for me, I'm going to create my project in the documents folder. So you can cd to wherever you're going to create your project, and then you need to run the following command. Please note that Vite requires that you have Node.js installed, and then that you have at least version 14, 18 plus or 16 plus. So yeah, I think in one of my previous videos I did demonstrate how to install Node.js, but if not, you could let me just so you could just spring up your browser and just Node.js. So if you just go to the Node.js website here, you can just download Node.js. 18 will be fine, 16 is fine, whichever you have, right? So I'm just gonna go back to my Visual Studio. So once that's done, just ensure that you have Node.js. Once that's done, run the following command. Let's say npm create vite at latest, and I'm getting this command from the Vite website. So if you go to getting started under Vite here, it will walk you through and give you kind of like the commands that you can run, right? So yeah, Okay, so we're going to run this command. Ideally, you can add, we can say JavaScript to create your Vi project in JavaScript already, but we're not going to do that because I want to walk you step by step. So once that's done, just hit enter and wait for it to give you some prompts. So it's going to ask you for the project, and this is where we're going to name the project now. So we'll say password gen, right? I'll just call it password gen. You can call it whatever. So hit enter. So I'm going to use your arrows here. Yeah, so you can see here it says use your arrows. So I'll use my down arrow, select view, and then here you want to make sure that you select JavaScript, right? So once that's done, I'm gonna open the folder that I just created right now, which is this one. Okay, open up a new terminal again. So close that. Okay. All right, so it looks like we are already in the correct directory. If you're not in this directory, just make sure you cd into that. So let's run npm I, right, to install npm. I'll just wait for that to install. All right, so it looks like npm has been added. You're going to see this node modules folder created, so that means node has been successfully, when you see this message, it means node has been successfully installed. Now we are going to try to test this project. Let's just try to test it, and you do that by running npm run preview. I just used that quick way of doing it. Oops, looks like we have an error here. Oh, okay. So the first thing you need to do is you need to build a project. Let's go ahead and build it. Okay. 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 Looks like it's running on port 4173. Let's just go and check it out. Oops. Oh, okay. All right, so yeah, here we are. We've managed to build, or rather to set up our project. So yeah, now I guess we can move to the next step. Next step, ideally, basically rather, we are just going to be installing some dependencies, some libraries. The first thing that we are going to install is the hero icons. This is what we use for the icons on the website. Ideally, it provides a collection of Vue.js components, each of which represents a different hero icon. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So hero icon, I believe, yeah. So yeah, it says beautiful handcrafted SVG icons by makers of Tailwind CSS. So yeah, so we're going to be using these icons for our site. If you noticed, we had some icons, the copy icon on the right side of the generated password and all of that. So all of those things, we'll be using this. I'll show you how we're going to use this, but I just wanted to give you context. So yeah, that's what we're going to install now, and we're going to run the following command. Now please take note that you could just you could just add all the libraries that you want to install here in under one line, and it will still work. What I'm doing is I'm going to install each one of these independently because I want to walk you through step by step. But what you could do is, something like library, then another library. So you just put them in, just add a space and it will install everything at once. But I'm just going to go a step at a time. And then also we're going to add this tag here, this flag dev. And what this is it's a command line flag used with package manager, like npm, or if you're using yarn, it tells the package manager to include additional packages that are only needed for development purposes, so like testing or building your code. So basically, yeah, that's why we're putting that flag there. Once you are done, just hit enter, and it's going to install this library here. All right, so the next one we're going to install is the auto prefixer. Beg your pardon. So if you go to npmjs.com package, this is where we're going to be getting all our stuff to use to install. So you can see here it says npm I auto prefixer. You could just copy that and paste that. Just ensure you add the include flag there. Yeah, so the auto prefixer is in simple terms, it's just like having a personal assistant that helps you write CSS that works well on all web browsers. It saves you time and effort by just adding little tags, which are called prefixes. It adds this stuff to your CSS code. This means you don't have to worry about writing slightly different versions of your code for different browsers, right? So it makes things easier. It just makes things easier. Yeah. So you hit enter. And just wait for that to get added. All right. So the next we're going to install is Post CSS. Post CSS is a tool which basically transforms CSS code using a series of plugins. It's used to it's used in different ways, and it's flexible, allowing you to add or remove plugins and create custom transformations, right? It is used to add prefixes, convert syntax, link code, and optimize performance. So yeah, that's the next thing we're going to install. Let's say npm, and all of these things I'm saying you can find here, right? So you can say post css, and you can see that post css is there. Okay, so you could just copy that if you want. So include dev, you hit enter. Right, next thing we are going to install is Tailwind CSS. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's taking long. Not exactly sure why it's taking long. Let's just go ahead and type it. npm tailwind css include dev. Just wait for that. Yeah, so it was downloading. While that's installing, the next one we're going to do is Vite plugin Byte plugin yeah, this one here. So we're going to install this as the next one. Yeah, it's done. Let's go ahead, say include is equal to dev. Okay, let's just wait for Byte to do its thing now. Okay, so we're good there.